Oh, hey, there's
And
a screen there.
That's why I fucking hate safety teams.
Wait, what?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Lesser Saints of Discord. No, I did do fire extinguisher training the other day.
Oh.
Which wasn't really fire extinguisher training. It was just a half hour of, this is what fire extinguishers are.
So they tell you
Yeah.
about them, they don't.
And then, like, the safety leaders asking us a bunch of questions that don't matter. So, what do you know about fire extinguishers? Well, they extinguish fires. Good. What else do you know? They've been around for a while. I don't fucking know.
AKA, we are literally only doing this because it's an OSHA requirement.
OSHA has no
I know
power
that there
in the
are
state.
multiple types. The three main types are A, B, C, and quite often you can get ABC type fire extinguishers, ones that combine all three.
Yeah.
I believe there's type A, B, C, D, and E.
Mhm.
And that's
Yeah, one of our
that's for
facilities.
wood fires, accelerant fires, electrical fires, and then there's like metal and something else. I don't remember.
D is for
Chemical, I
metal
think.
fires. And then yeah. But
Yeah, because depending on the type, it depends on, what's actually coming out the nozzle. Most people know, like, the gas.
Oh, there's also an
variant,
F class.
but- Yeah, there is.
Yeah, class
What's that?
Ds are metals like aluminum, magnesium, titanium, or swarf. I didn't know swarf was a metal.
It's an alloy.
Yes, but it's a swanky name and I like it. Class E fires are fires that involve live electrical equipment like computers or phone chargers. Really? I thought that was... Oh. Yeah, A is fires involving solid materials like paper, wood, or textiles. B's are fires involving liquids like oils, gas, or diesel. C is fires involving flammable gas such as propane, butane, or methane. Okay. Yeah, that's right. That makes sense. Class F are fires that involve cooking oils and fats such as deep fat fryers.
Yeah.
Doesn't that apply? Isn't that Class B fires?
No.
well, there's
Class
I know
B is
I know that there's a
usually...
new fire extinguisher that is less corrosive to metal. It's made more specifically for kitchens, so you don't damage all your shit.
Maybe that's why they have a specified separation there.
Well, also the fact, like, Class B, like, when they refer to liquids, usually they're referring to things, like, gasoline, alcohol, kerosene.
Yeah, but it includes oils in general, so maybe
actual,
they just carved that one out.
Like petroleum oil. Like, cooking oil is its own kind of animal.
Well, no, because ABC still work on cooking oil. It's just that your regular ABC fire extinguisher, the powder that's inside of it is corrosive to metal.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
I mean, you could use one...
It'll cause, if you don't clean it up real quick, it'll cause dimpling on every metal product.
Yeah, which, if you're in a food-safe environment, like with stainless steel tops, to maintain cleanliness, that's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's why they have a new type. It's the same... It's a reformulated ABC fire extinguisher that's less corrosive, so it won't cause that dimpling.
Yeah, F would be like the standard for, like, if you own like a restaurant, or if you have anything that like pertains to food that could result in fires, it's like you'd probably be required to have an F class.
Yeah.
At least going forward.
Yeah.
If you don't want to damage your shit anyway.
So that was interesting. I also learned about a new type of fire extinguisher that's being made in Italy, I think. It's called an element fire extinguisher.
Hmm.
And it's pretty cool, actually.
What kind of fire extinguisher? You're not talking about the balls that explode and instantly put out the fire, right? Those things are kind of cool.
No, it's,
yeah, that is a neat idea.
It's like
going
this
forward.
stick that you strike and it smokes up. It looks kind of like a flare, like an emergency flare, but it smokes up and you shoot smoke at the fire to put it out. But
you know, that makes sense. It's starving it of oxygen.
Yeah, but the smoke that comes out of it is also safe to breathe, so you don't have to worry about any of that shit.
That's interesting.
Yeah, let me see if I can find a video for you.
That sounds like a fucking pain in the ass, Y2K.
But yeah, it's like, most people know, like, because I imagine the most commonly depicted fire extinguisher, at least in movies and like television, is a B class. Because in the case of, like solid surface fire, or like, wood and paper, as you said, like A class extinguishers, it's like, those carry a water load. Because you don't just want to put out the fire, but you also want to keep it from reigniting. Because stuff like paper can reignite very easily. And of course, for the electrical fires and stuff, it's a foam load. Yeah, they mentioned magnesium fires there, and magnesium is fucking nasty. Ugh.
Yeah, honestly, the craziest shit is some of the stuff used in aviation.
Look. Oh yeah, like fucking the landing gear in fucking jumbo jets and shit. Well, wide bodies, but the landing gear in those fucking planes is magnesium, a magnesium alloy, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, Y2K, when you said the foreman
and that
nearly
shit
lost
burns real hot.
Y2K, when you said the foreman nearly lost it, I thought you were gonna say nearly lost it in laughter. But then I saw it was the foreman's truck. I understand the frustration.
But yeah, I was working when I was in the Marine Corps. I was in aviation, and we had constant training about AFFF fire extinguisher, fire extinguishing foam. That stands for aqueous film forming foam. It's dumb. And then I think we had Halon in big ball. I forget what exactly it was. But I think it was Halon in these big bottles out on the flight line. And the whole intent was if an engine caught fire for some reason, one of the turbojet engines or whatever, because they were standardized all down the flight line, no matter what aircraft you were on. But if whatever it was caught on fire, you jam this thing up into the engine compartment, you pull the thing, you empty the whole thing, and it displaces all the oxygen so it can't burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I think I can't
apparently
remember exactly when the transition period was, but turbojets and turboprops are the standards in military. Turboprops pertaining to helicopters.
Well, yes, but my
No, that's a turbo
anyway.
shaft. Turboprop is something else.
Yeah, turboprop is more what the V-22 has, I believe.
Yeah, like, or, you know,
It's been a while
older-
since I had to remember
some-
this shit.
some older aircraft, like the C-130 is a turboprop, the P-3 Orions. Old Soviet aircraft like the Tu-95 Bear is a turboprop.
But yeah, AFFF would fucking... apparently it causes cancer and shit.
Yeah,
Well, you're in California, everything causes cancer.
Oh, there have been lawsuits about it. And not
Yeah,
in
it's-
California.
it's come
bad.
out later. It's like a bunch of people that had to work firefighting kind of developed cancer. It's just like, then some stuff came out. It's like, oh yeah, the military might have known about that and just hoped nobody would notice.
I wish I could be surprised about that. I mean, for fuck's sake.
It's from all those cigarettes we let them smoke, not from anything else.
But yeah, if you ever see like big ass hangers full of foam, and someone's just videotaping it, and you're watching the video of it, yeah, that's AFFF, and I guarantee you, if there wasn't a fire, whoever pulled that is getting fucking charged with criminal charges, because that shit is fucking corrosive to the aircraft.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, with the with those bottles for engine fires on the flight line, if you wanted to stay the fuck away from those, so they had like massive nozzles just to keep you away. You didn't want to be anywhere near the actual part of the nozzle that sprays out the gas, because if that shit got into your lungs, you were lucky if you made it out alive.
Yeah.
So, back to my fire extinguisher training. So another thing that they're doing is they're handing out like, you know, little laminated sheets of like how to use a fire extinguisher, the location of the building and stuff like that, like the actual address, because there's like 7 addresses for all the buildings.
Here's your safety card, dummy.
Yeah, which is fun, you know.
Here's all the information you have to
but they
memorize, but we'll never be able to.
Well, no. Apparently, they're gonna hand them out to everybody. You know, like post them up in your work area, sort of shit.
Like I said,
yeah,
have it
And
because you'll
no,
never
here's the
memorize
problem.
it, but you're supposed to.
here's the problem: safety leader was like, "Yeah, we're gonna be handing these out to everybody." And then I asked, "Well, why don't you just hand them out to us now? We're right here." She's like, "Oh, we don't have them all printed out yet." Okay.
And
well,
why are
they
you
do
having
that.
this meeting?
Yeah. Just hand them out to us now. I'll hang it up in my little room that I work in. Like,
Yeah, it's like,
yeah, I'll do that as soon as I get back to my workstation.
it's like, oh, you didn't come to this prepared. Why the fuck am I not surprised?
This is also the same safety leader, like, at the beginning of COVID, when I was going over, like, hearing safety stuff with one other person. She had me and that one other person sit, like, 6 feet apart. This was early COVID. And then she just, like, stood, like, 3 feet away from us.
Oh, so brain dead.
She's not the brightest. Yeah. And she annoys the shit out of me. She's got one of those really... She's got one of those really uppy attitudes and stuff. And she... every time it's like she's teaching kindergarten. So, what does this mean?
It means you suck at your job.
Yeah. What's our location? And I was like, we're on 12th and Dallas. She's like, all right, that's good. Do you know the exact address? There's like 7 addresses. You got 8438, 8410, 1205, 1229, 1201. What do you want? That's 4 addresses on this, just for like these buildings that are almost completely connected. Some of them are Dallas and some of them are Orr. What do you want?
Yeah.
Like,
just another example.
How about I just give a cross street and I go out there and wave them down?
Or send someone out there.
Mm-hmm. One or the other.
Seems a little more efficient.
Yeah.
Than just
fire department.
Oh,
I know where the fire department's at. I could probably just run down there and be like, "Hey guys, follow me," or "Let me hop in the truck. I'll show you." Like,
hey guys, you want to make some money?
Let me ride in the. Guys, can I ride in the truck? There's a fire.
Yeah, like try and give him the trembling lip look, but you're way too fucking old for it, so it just comes across as spastic and creepy.
Yeah.
Probably still be faster if you took the time to explain what was going on to him than it would be to call 911.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the dispatcher you get.
Being put on hold after calling 911 is kind of dumb.
The fire department has my phone number on file, because sometimes a rando will walk into my apartment complex and pull the alarm. And so when I call them, I call the fire department directly, and they pick up right away and like, somebody pull the fire alarm again? I'm like, yeah, it seems so. I don't see any smoke or anything around the building, but we need somebody to shut it off. All right, we're right on our way, Jables.
That's great. It's just like ring. It's like, hey, Jables.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Carl?
Another false alarm, huh?
Yeah. It's like, maybe everybody seems pretty calm. A lot of people don't seem to be leaving their apartments. I don't know.
That just shows you how effective fire alarms are.
Well, no, it'd be super effective if,
if people weren't pulling it all the time.
Yeah. Which hasn't happened in like a year or so. But...
Yeah, well, I am so oblivious to fire alarms these days because, well, I'm in construction. So, there is a decent chance that the fire alarm system is being tested when I hear it.
Yeah.
99.999 repeating times out of 100, it's being tested.
Yeah, which is fine.
Or some idiot accidentally broke the sprinkler system.
Yeah.
And because the water's flowing, the flow sensor has kicked the fire alarm on.
Which is why my policy is not to immediately exit the building. But if I don't see fire, I'm grabbing my smokes and my water bottle. Maybe a sweatshirt, depending on the weather. Yeah, I'll go have a cigarette while this is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it is a nice idea to have, like okay, it's like here's all the buildings and here's where the little fire extinguishers are at.
Yeah.
Like we have similar things in the Midwest where it's just like, okay, it's like this is where your stuff is. And like also these are the rooms that you need to go to if the sky decides that it's angry today.
Yep. Yeah, I totally understand, like, you should have a plan, you should have an escape route, all those things. Totally cool.
Yeah, plan your escape. You're gonna want it.
Yeah, but like I walk out of my room, I'm in another room, and then there's like an office that has an outside door, and then there's another door that just opens up to like a main area, and there's some bay doors. Just go through there. It takes me 5 seconds to get outside. I'm not that worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, yeah. Yeah, but even if I'm outside of my room, it's like on my way out, just swoop in real quick, grab my smokes and my water bottle, then head outside. Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Really, it should be that if you hear that shit, you fucking just leave. But
technically, yes. But
they go off
building.
so regular. When they go off as regularly as it sounds like they're going off for you, or like in my case, most of the time when I hear it, it's because it's being tested and it's more of an annoyance.
Well, they test it once. They test it like once a quarter, and then occasionally they're like, there is.
Yeah, but I'm in construction. Like, you're doing your initial inspection test.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing for you. But the other thing for me, like, there's been a couple of times when it's gone off. Like, one time it went off because an air compressor wasn't being properly maintained, and it sort of started smoking and shit.
Yeah,
I've had a fire alarm once or twice go off on me. Well, not on me. It went off and I was in the building. And it took me way too long to realize it was not a test and I should actually pay attention to it. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
It was just going off.
There was another time the fire alarm went off because somebody burnt something in a toaster oven in the office.
Yeah, and the smoke detectors went off.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what Rimshee's describing is the same, it's a kind of recency bias that's especially prevalent in places like the middle of the country. It's just like, you know, like when you hear those air raid sirens, like it happens often enough in that area of the country where people are like, okay, well, it wasn't a tornado last time.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was where I grew up. We'd get tornado warnings a lot.
So, you know, like, they tend to just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, but it's also such like a hilly area that none of them are going to touch down for more than
that does not mean a fucking thing.
Okay.
Alabama is very hilly. Like, for example, like Alabama is very hilly. There have been some notably extremely violent tornadoes that have touched down in Alabama and claimed multiple lives.
Okay. Whatever.
Hills do not deter them.
Yeah.
In fact, I once watched a video like down from like the Alabama Mississippi area where this guy catches like this EF4. It goes right up one side of a hill and right back down the other.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't understand that she had brought up was apparently both the legitimate fire alarm when that air compressor was starting to smoke and possibly starting a fire, and when that toaster oven burnt something. The office people just didn't leave. It's like, why not? Fire alarm's going off. It's loud as shit. Step outside for a second. Both those times, they were pretty good weather days. It wasn't like it was shitty outside.
Like, as you say, you're like, especially like if you're work at office position and you're a smoker, it's just like, take the fucking opportunity, man.
Yeah. Well, both days were like, it was like 65 and sunny. Or even maybe like slight overcast, but it was nice out. It's like t-shirt and jeans weather. It's a nice day. Enjoy the outside a little bit.
I mean, like, I would literally be the type that's just like, even if it was false alarm, it's like, oh man, I get to not work for a minute.
Yeah.
Depends on what you're doing at the time. Like, I enjoy my job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the office.
But there are definitely.
It's a lot of emails. So it's
yeah,
like,
but
you know,
there are definitely days where, and I've had a couple this week, but there are definitely days where I'm just like, oh man, how the fuck do I keep doing this all day?
Yeah.
How do I come back here tomorrow and just keep going?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been going through that like this entire week. I'm building a product right now that I fucking hate. Because I have to glue things. Fucking hate glue. Let me be more specific. I fucking hate super glue. And I have to be precise with glue. And I hate that shit.
Because people are like, it's like, you know, there's the stuff that you can buy at your like stores, and there's like, oh no, like this is industrial grade adhesive that's meant to hold things together like permanently.
Yeah.
This is the kind of shit you need a fucking license to get.
Yeah, and I'm gluing like a piece of shaped rubber into like a cup, but it also has to be placed a specific way so that there's these certain holes that line up. Like there's holes in the rubber and there's holes in the plastic that I'm gluing it to. It has to line up just right, and
you can't put some sort of rod in there to line it up.
not necessarily, because there's a lot of angles going on in there, so you have to sort of press it in and make sure it's fucking.
Well, yeah,
I hate it.
because the specific thing is that you are trying to create a seal that, under normal circumstances,
no, it's not even that. It's literally just like cushioning so that it's not hard plastic smacking against your phone.
Oh.
Here, I'll send you a picture of the product.
Well, even then, like, you're still trying to ensure, like, under normal circumstances, unless someone is directly tampering with it, this is not coming apart.
Yeah. So. Rimshee, don't bring this up on stream. I don't want people to straight up know where I work. Even though I don't normally care, I just don't like it being on stream.
No, that's fine.
That's fine. I'll make sure to add it to the... I'll pull it up. He works for Otis.
Yep.
One of those things.
Yeah, so you see that top cup and that bottom cup where, like, it clamps onto your phone?
Uh-huh.
So there's pieces of rubber
I can see
that are
it.
fitted to go in there, and I have to make sure that it's all lined up inside of that.
Yeah, I can see them.
And glue it in there. And if I'm too slow, glue dries.
Yeah.
And if I'm not accurate enough, then if one side's off a little bit, and like the rubber pieces aren't necessarily like uniform because they're just in a box for some reason. It's fucking annoying as shit.
Yeah, because in addition to being, you know, very strong and meant to last, these are, you know, fast set adhesives.
Yeah.
So, like, as soon as, like, if you're working with anything that, like, as soon as it touches material, you have a very small window to work with, that's irritating.
I have about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. You know, really.
Yeah, but
But
the thing is, like,
It's still
Like,
a minute and a half.
that's how
sometimes
long-
because of how the rubber is.
the thing is,
It's hard to navigate that because sometimes the rubber's like a little warped because it's just thrown in a box. They aren't all just uniform right out of the box.
well, no, because it's a mass-produced, component.
Yeah.
There's going to
If
be
they
little
were all stacked up in
irregularities.
uniform and I just glued and just dropped it in there, perfect. I don't care. But I have to like hold it in place until the glue dries at least enough to hold it.
But, even as you said, even if it takes like 2 minutes, like to fully dry, like as soon as it makes contact, it starts drying, and it is drying all throughout the time that you're fucking working with it.
This entire Y2K, this entire conversation takes a completely different context if Jables is talking about condoms.
Huh.
Yep, Jables is gluing condoms together.
Well, no, I'm putting condoms in bra cups. Duh. It's way dumber than that.
Yeah.
It's for titty fucking safely.
I thought we were going into dick nipple. Never mind.
Jables old-timey retreaded rubbers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And it's like new condoms are expensive these days. Have you considered a refurbished model?
Reusable condoms have to exist, right?
They used to exist.
I know reusable diaphragms exist.
Reusable condoms used to be a thing when condoms were actually expensive and you had to have them made out of sheepskin or sheep intestine, and the high quality ones were very, very, very well sewn, and so you'd use it and then you'd squeeze the contents out, wash it, clean it, dry it, use it again.
You know, they still sell sheepskin condoms. It's for people with latex allergies.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're
it's
disposable
intestine.
these days.
Well, they're more disposable. What's even more messed up about them that nobody tells you is that you have to rehydrate them. A lot of them are dried out.
well, yeah, because it used to be inside something.
It's going back inside something.
No, it's just like it's like nobody would use sheepskin. Then again, some people would put leather on their dick, but that's a very specific kind of people.
Yeah. This has been your safe sex portion of the podcast.
Just turn it inside out.
Yeah, that totally works.
You wear it forward, then you wear it backwards, then you wear it inside out forwards, then you wear it inside out backwards. 4 times, you're good.
I mean, you would say that Y2K, but it's I think the reason why disposable condoms became such a commodity is just people are fucking lazy, man. The average person is just that degree of lazy where it's just the amount of horror stories I've seen about motherfuckers that don't clean their fleshlights, it's
oh, dude,
yeah,
it's rough.
It's if they can't be bothered to do that, it's do you really think that they would turn a fucking condom inside out? No, they
no. Well, I don't know. To be fair,
they would either they would just throw it away.
Fleshlights are pretty hard to clean.
Yeah, but even still,
I don't understand.
Look, you
why
start with
flesh-
warm water and soap. You do your business, and then you rinse it out.
It's more difficult than that.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know
make
it's
sure
more
you're-
difficult than that.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you're squeezing everything out of there.
Mhm.
There are some fleshlights that they actually have a hole on the other end, so you can run water through it. Those ones are fine. But like brand name fleshlights, nah.
No, Y2K, that's only true for those that share fleshlights, not those who use them.
Yeah. All I'm saying, fleshlights need to have a hole on the other end so you can run water through it. And you don't have to
Take a drill
all
and drill
shit
your
out.
own hole. Giggity.
Now, what they need is they need like a fucking hose attachment, like on self-cleaning lawnmowers.
Yeah. We're not even talking about families. We're talking college dorms here, Y2K.
Yeah,
You
sports
know what's
teams. College
Which-
sports. Have you
could
never
argue
seen
that's a
Blue
kind of
Oyster
family.
or Blue Mountain? Fuck, what was that show? Blue Mountain State?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Have you never seen that show? That show is full of degenerates and it's pretty good.
I've only seen a
For-
clip
for-
from that show, and it's when some chick is trying to take like the quarterback of the team to the room so that they can have sex. She's like, "Oh, I brought a condom," and one of the quarterback's friends is like, "Hold up, let me see that condom." Opens it up, pours a beer into the condom, and it's just holes all throughout it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like, nope.
Yeah. And he just looked at the quarterback and the quarterback was like, "Thanks for having my back." Like, yeah, I got you, bro.
Fun fact, always provide your own.
Hmm.
Unless you trust her. In which definitely provide your own.
Yeah.
Also, don't carry condoms in your wallet.
Well, don't do
Also-
it long term.
Yeah. Well, it depends. You can kind of fuck it up if you carry your wallet in your back pocket. You can still kind of fuck it up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Um,
you can produce unnecessary friction that would
Yeah.
lead to
Uh,
bad
Well,
consequences.
but if you throw it
You're-
in that night, that's one thing. If you've had it in for a week,
Throw it out.
Yeah, don't trust them.
yeah.
There's also a lot of places that make condom holders. They're just like little plastic cases. Toss it in one of those. Toss that in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you're a little old school gamer, use a Game Boy case. They're
I don't know,
condom
man.
sized.
Oh, you mean the ones for the individual?
Yeah, the cartridge
cartridges,
cases.
Yeah, the cartridge cases fit condoms perfectly.
Yeah. Wonder how many people even still have like their original cases anymore.
Me.
I'm not surprised you have Game Boy cartridge cases.
I still have a Game Boy.
I do too. And I need to send it to Rimshee at some point. So he maybe address the issues that I have.
No.
It's mostly disappointing that they didn't make those rechargeable batteries. But then again, you look at the time, that wasn't exactly a thing.
Well, that's why the Game Boy Advance SP was so fucking goated.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the Game Boy Advance, like the original initial models, it's like it wasn't Game Gear bad, but it still sucked fucking batteries.
Yeah.
The Game Boy the Game Boy Advanced SP was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, like for one, it was like more compact because it had that folding design.
Mm.
It was the first Game Boy to have, you know, integrated screen lighting.
Yeah, that's why it was a game changer.
But
You know, like, yeah, you had the Game Boy Micro, which came out a little bit after, which was just a advanced SP but smaller.
Oh, I never even saw that.
Oh yeah, they were pretty cool. Like they had it had like interchangeable faceplates. Like you could like pop off of it.
No, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, and,
honestly, that was a decent time. But it was definitely during the
up too.
It was definitely during the flip phone craze era.
Yeah, the Game Boy Micro though was a little different.
Yeah. I said you could customize it by popping the little front plates off and like the little the start and select buttons lit up. But
but the Game Boy Advance SP was also great because since it folded, you didn't get your screen scratched up.
Well, yeah, and like the SP would be, you know, what would influence its direct replacement, the DS.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I had an aunt. Well, I guess she's still alive, but so I have an aunt who used to gift me like every iteration of Game Boy. It was only like 3 times. She gave me a Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, and a Game Boy Advance, and then a Game Boy Advance SP. So it was 4.
I remember the Game Boy Pocket. I had one of those.
Game Boy Pockets were dope. I had the one with the clear plastic.
I think I did too.
Yeah. And she would gift them to me for Christmas. And I remember one Christmas, I'm really good at like guessing Christmas presents. And so I just felt around the wrapping. It's like, all right, this is some sort of Game Boy or a Game Boy game. Got it. And that was my Christmas present that I opened up. It was a Game Boy Advance SP. And I was so fucking stoked. I stayed up all night just playing Tetris. Because I could. Because it had the backlight.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, one of the main reasons why it was a game changer is because, like, it's like, now I can play video games without alerting my parents as easily.
Oh, and since it folded too, it's not like you would have any ambient light showing. So it's like, Mom and Dad's come by, close it.
Yeah. And as long, like, even with like, you know, even if there is like that just like tiny bit left, it's it's under the blanket. They're not gonna notice that.
Anal. Sorry.
Anal.
Yeah. Yeah, and
What's up, Bio? We're just bitching about, we're just shooting the shit about old video game consoles, primarily the handhelds.
The SP also kind of like, you know, like it killed that little pocket industry of like Game Boy accessories? You remember
No.
that shit, right?
No, it didn't. Because they took out the headphone jack. You had to have a
Yeah.
separate accessory, or specifically Nintendo plug-in headphones.
Well,
the SP.
that's just basic
That's just
Nintendo
modern day at this
fuckery.
point.
That's just Nintendo fuckery.
Yeah,
But no, I meant
Apple
like the
learned
stuff.
nothing from that.
I meant the stuff, like oh, like here's like the little here's a little bendy like game light that like plugs into this little thing on the side.
Yeah, which is just a book reader with a special plug-in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
Game
just an
Boys used to have all
LED.
kinds of wacky fucking accessories.
Oh,
And then you'd have the
One-
slide-on plastic magnifier to make the
Yes.
screen bigger, and it'd have the built-in lights, and
yep. Yeah, I had one of those for the original Game Boy. Yeah. That thing was just kind of... I didn't need it, but I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was nifty.
the Game Shark cartridge.
Mm.
I was more of a Game Genie guy.
Yeah, and then later you had Action Replay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember
I have an Action Replay for my DS.
the Game Genie for the original Game Boy. It had this tiny little booklet that had its own little pocket on the Game Genie cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just pop that open, pull out this tiny little booklet. It was probably like a 3x2, maybe.
Liz, welcome.
Oh, hi, Liz.
Hey, Liz. Yeah, and I remember trying to flip through those little pages to find the right cheat codes for whatever game I was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the Game Shark because it was all kind of in the cartridge. But you could also add ones that weren't in the cartridge. So you could go find code online and add it and say, hey, this is this. And it was all just saved in there as a result. But I also didn't even know about Game Genie at the time.
I didn't know about Game Shark at the time.
Yeah. I wonder if it was like a regional thing
Yeah.
at that point.
2 worlds, 1 fantasy. You know what I'm talking about?
Giggity.
You know, all this talk about like cheat devices just like reminds me of something that like I've kind of been becoming progressively more annoyed about. And that's the lack of, cheat codes in modern games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like nobody does this anymore.
There's
You
no
know, like, even
fun
the-
DK mode. There's no Tomb Raider goes boom. Laura
even
Croft
in-
goes boom. Oh, this is the unlimited lives cheat. Oh, or the invincibility cheat. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Why'd she blow up?
Yeah. Or even like
you-
invincibility, like Grand Theft Auto always had an invincibility cheat, and then like Grand Theft Auto 5 they put a timer on it.
Yeah, that Grand Theft Auto 5 was the big one that I was gonna bring up. It's just like in Grand Theft Auto 5, it's like God mode no longer exists. Like it's like you can be impervious to damage for only 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you have to re-enter it.
Yeah.
To answer that Y2K, just Google it. You'll find it, I'm sure.
Yeah, but also, so
Yeah,
I
the
dislike-
most you usually see these days is like something along the lines of the Halo skulls. Oh, you found it. Now you can activate it. Which that's one of the better ways of doing it these days, unfortunately. You don't just have...
Well, that
hey,
was the... Yeah, that was the 007 system.
No, 007, you could, you could type shit in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, no, you type shit in, and then that was available to you, and then you'd activate it.
Oh, yeah. But that's also a little different. That's, what we're talking about, you're finding the skulls in Halo versus, oh, I got this off the, out of the cheat code book, and I can enter it now, and now I can activate or deactivate it.
Yeah, but most of the skulls in Halo made it harder.
A fair number of them did, but then there's like the party time skull and a couple of others.
Party time's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grunt birthday party.
Yeah, Grunt birthday party.
Yeah, they're back to the Grand Theft Auto thing. I dislike the time limit because I just want to fuck shit up, but I kind of liked the time limit because it meant, like, when I'm down to like 5 seconds left, I'd have to go and enter in the code to deactivate the timer, and then enter in the code again to reactivate it, and sort of created another challenge. So I kind of like the time limit.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, if you play as Trevor, you can just completely ignore that. Because, like, you wait until, like, 1 second or so before it expires, activate his rage ability, which cancels out all damage anyway, and that gives you enough time to reactivate the code.
Yeah. Oh, I was playing as custom characters. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm just saying, like, in, like, the base game.
Yeah.
Like, the closest that you're going to get to unlimited murder mayhem is just, like, abusing Trevor's special ability to keep reactivating God mode.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, having a timed God mode is should be a challenge mode. See how much shit you can fuck up before your invincibility goes away, and then see how long you can last after. That sounds like a challenge mode. If I want to play...
see if you can get to a save spot so you can re-enter the code to restart the timer. That's what the challenge was.
Well, yeah, and, you know, like, that's yet another thing about Grand Theft Auto 5 is that there's no truly safe places.
Yeah, that's why they should have had 2 separate codes. They should have had just unlimited invincibility and then the timed one.
And, you know, like,
hey, Dina,
just like not even just like invincibility, but like, you know, like just like fun random shit.
Yeah, like San Andreas had.
Oh yeah, San Andreas was the best for fucking.
Oh god, on the one hand, I want them to remaster that or remake that.
Oh, they.
On
did.
the other hand, I don't want them to touch it.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, I think ultimately it falls on
the. Call that the definitive edition.
I forgot that existed.
Yeah. They took all of the original versions off of Steam so that you couldn't buy them and had no choice that if you didn't have it already than to get the definitive edition.
Yeah.
They walked that back afterwards, but...
Wait, Rimshee, you didn't know about the definitive edition?
No, I knew about it. I forgot it existed. Probably intentionally.
Yeah, Rockstar is a shitty company, people. You probably shouldn't give them your money.
I think they're a very good company for the most part. For the most part. I think that was a bad move.
Grand Theft Auto 5 changed them.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Let's see how Grand Theft Auto 6 turns out in 20 years.
You know, like, Grand Theft Auto 5 is still a big portion of why Red Dead 2 is just like, oh yeah, this came out and got a bunch of critical acclaim. We're just gonna let it die because we can't be fucked doing anything with it. It's not making us the money we want.
They still only have the definitive edition on Steam, and it's got mixed reviews. 69% of the
Nice.
reviews were positive. Hi,
Nice.
Papa.
And like maybe they've done a lot to fix it, but it
It's
launched
still
in an absolutely
mixed.
unacceptable state.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem that I have is video game companies doing that. We'll patch it later. Let's please
Yeah.
the shareholders.
Well, and in this case as well, it's like, you know, Rockstar, like, they didn't even do the work themselves. They fucking third-partied it.
Yep.
Which only
Yeah,
makes
it's
it worse.
It was like, oh, like, you know, we're sorry it didn't turn out well. You know, like, these people that we hired to do it's like, you still hired them, though. This is your fault. Because you were lazy fucks that were trying to make a quick buck.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, man, like, I just miss shit, you know, like, oh, I type in the code, and like, all of a sudden, everybody's an Elvis impersonator.
Serious Sam had a code where it turned all the monsters into the game developers. Wait, Serious Sam 2. Let me be more specific. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have any Florida Man stories this week? Technically. Shall we cover that for bio?
Depends on which one it is.
Yeah, which one?
I don't know.
It's the Lost My Temper.
Yeah, we could. I mean, it's a dark Florida Man story, but technically it is a Florida man.
To be fair, it's dealing with an HOA.
Eh.
I get it. It's second from the bottom in the news articles list.
Oh, I've got it up already. We ready?
No, I don't see it up.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Where is this?
I haven't swapped the screen yet.
Oh,
No, I mean, I don't even see the link to it. Where is this? Is it in the old server?
I'll post it in the chat for you. Yeah,
I'm on it, Jables.
I got it.
Bastard. Alright,
There you go, sir.
we ready?
Almost. My Discord is being slow.
Oh, man. Lost my temper. Elderly Florida man settles laundry room dispute by killing the HOA president and her husband.
I mean, that's one way to deal with the issue. Probably not the correct one.
I'm pretty sure we're all pretty anti-HOA for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm the one who's least anti-HOA.
Well,
and
that's
that's
because
only
you
because...
got a decent one.
Yeah, I've got one of the few decent ones. I've got one that's
Yeah.
actually reasonable to have. Because
Yes,
it's
I
mostly
am
there
pro-
for the private roads, to maintain our private roads, and to provide us with water, since we don't have a county hookup.
Yes, I am pro reasonable HOA. Unfortunately, most HOAs take advantage and tell people that they can't have a trampoline for their children.
Well, yeah, because HOAs tend to attract a kind of person that is self-important, but doesn't have the conniving or resources to make it in politics.
Yeah. Alright. Henry Wallace was shot and killed over the weekend after an elderly neighbor was enraged over Wallace leaving the door open to the shared laundry room. Okay.
Oh, come on, dude.
While standing at his mailbox, Hugh Hoopman, that's a name, demanded Wallace apologize, said WPBF News. According to what Hoopman told the police, it was only when Wallace tried to push past Hoopman that he said, "I lost my temper, pulled out a gun, and shot him several times." Hoopman's wife, Susan, was recorded in her 911 call saying, "My husband just shot our neighbors, and I think he killed them. The neighbor downstairs just the other day shouted at me and swore at me regarding the washer and dryer," Hoopman explained. When Wallace's wife, Ginger, ran outside, she began yelling. Hoopman responded by shooting her twice, killing her as well. Mrs. Wallace was the HOA president of the condo building and had just decorated for Christmas. Come on. Don't do that. Excited over spending time with her family. Neighbor Kathy Barger said she heard Wallace screaming, "Oh, no, no," and then screaming and going silent. "That'll stay with me all my days," Barger said. Another neighbor, Raymond Bowes, heard the gunfire, opened his door to see a scared mailman calling the police. His body was lying right here, and she was lying there like a baby curled up, and the mailman was standing there. And I said, "Are you calling 911? And he said, "Yeah," Bowes recalled. Hoopman returned to his apartment to tell his wife, "Call the police, I just shot Henry and Ginger." After being arrested, detectives said Hoopman was overwhelming in his apology, saying he wished he could take it back. Hoopman has a concealed carry permit and keeps his gun in his pocket for protection, deputies relayed, or evidently to settle conflicts with neighbors. Okay, come on, that last bit didn't need to be there.
Yeah, that's just the fucking that's the fucking writers. That's the writers' politics.
Yeah, no, this seems like there might have been an ongoing thing. Okay.
Yeah, like if I was the editor in that case, I would have sent that back to her. It's like, leave your fucking personal opinions out of it.
Yeah, I feel like there's more going on here. So I live in a building with a shared laundry room. And there's some people that leave it unlocked and open. And homeless people just go in there to, like, sleep and take up the space. That laundry room is also where all of our mailboxes are.
Yeah.
Which are surprisingly easy to just pop open. So if somebody leaves that unlocked, yeah, I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't shoot anybody over it.
Well, it's like it's as someone I used to watch used to explain it. You know, it's like guns are not a remote control for life.
No.
It's like you can't just pull a gun and expect to get your way. That's not how things work.
No.
And like, if your solution to a problem at hand is pull a gun, then something has gone catastrophically wrong.
Yeah, it's like a month ago when somebody tried to pull a gun at like 2:30 in the afternoon. Because they were fucking thug dickbag. And before anybody tries to cancel me, no, he wasn't black. I'm not using that as like a substitute for the N-word.
Which, no, like, again, and I hate that argument too. It's just like, oh, that's just like, no, it's like some people are just shitty punk motherfuckers and need to be called out as such.
Yeah, if he had actually pulled the gun, he would have been tackled. but
Yeah.
we stepped back because we didn't want to press him to actually pull it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
I feel like there's more to the story that they're leaving out, though.
yeah.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Like, there are cases where you just have that fucking just completely, like, disconnected, dispassionate, probably not mentally there fuck who, like, the slightest inconvenience shoots somebody. Those people do exist.
Unfortunately. But they're also mentally fucked, and this guy passed the background checks for a concealed carry, so he becomes one of those relatively few cases of a CCW holder doing something like this.
Well, also, like, I think it's important also to point out that the subject in this case is elderly.
Mm-hmm. So who knows, it could be dementia a little bit too. Or some sort of cognitive impairment.
Yeah, something that impaired his judgment of the situation.
Well,
Yeah,
definitely he's got impaired judgment, that's for fucking sure.
Like, because, like, even, you know, like, the article states, you know, like, according to the responding deputies, that the subject in question was more or less despondent afterwards.
Yeah. Like,
because, like, the way it sounded to me is like he just, like, splits decision, like, you know, like, out of emotion, like, shot the dude, and then, like, it sounds like his wife came out and that caused him to panic and he shot her too, and then he just kind of wandered back to his house and sat down, and then, like, the realization hit, and it's just like, holy fuck, what did I just do?
well, he told his wife to call the police. I killed him.
Well, yeah, like, as I said, like, he wanders back into his house, so, like, he sits down, it's just like, I just fucking killed my neighbors. Holy shit. It's like, yeah, call the police, I'm going to prison.
Yeah, I think keyword is return to his apartment, and they're saying it's a condo building. And it's like, this might be in an area where they have a problem with people, like, breaking into the laundry room and not even breaking in, but leaving the door open. People come in and, like, steal other people's clothes and stuff. It might be an area like that. He might have had entire wardrobe stolen. And because this person left the door open, he's just tired of it.
And again, you know, like,
buying new clothes.
Not saying that, again, he is completely in the wrong in this situation, but it does sound
I'm
like,
just filling in some blanks in this story.
I know, but, like, I'm also, like,
that's all I'm saying.
I'm saying a contributing factor is that you know, the victim in this case, when confronted about it, basically their solution to the problem was to just, like, you know, push him out, like, just get the fuck out of my way, old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it sounds like there was more going on here leading up to this. But even so, yeah, he's definitely in the wrong here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like, if a situation escalates to the point where, like, people are dead and your life was not in imminent danger, you fucked up.
Yeah.
You have quite catastrophically fucked up.
Completely.
Yeah, you're right. There was definitely more going on than just the laundry door room, probably.
Yeah,
Or
and as I said,
maybe
you know, like,
maybe it was a common occurrence that he already talked to him about before. Stop doing that.
Yeah, it could be a consistent thing for 2 years that happened like three or four times a month, maybe twice a week, something like that.
Yeah. Maybe there's people that go in there when the door's left open and they bust. Maybe it's a coin-op laundry room. People go in there and steal all the quarters. Yeah.
yeah, and also, you know, like I kind of mentioned it before, but like you know, like it's publicly available, so I'll just do it. Sarah K. Burris, fuck yourself. Fuck yourself.
Oh, the writer of this.
Oh, yeah, the author.
This is a
Yeah,
story
for
about
a
people
website-
losing their lives in a very unfortunate incident. Leave
For a
your
website
fucking
called-
personal opinions and politics out of the piece. Fuck yourself.
Yeah, for a website called Raw Story, they didn't really give us much of the raw story.
Not wrong. Yeah, I don't know where to go from here.
Yeah. Like, that's the type of shit that if I was an editor, I would reprimand you over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the other story you got here, Jables, from them. It's basically more of the same. So, I'm curious. I am curious how much they're actually leaving out of here.
Oh yeah, this is a really short one for what happened.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's
Yeah.
like, they say like raw story, it's like, I don't know, man, this meat's got a bit of a sear on it.
Yeah, you're not even digging into the meat.
I would say it's well done, but that has different that has a dual meaning, one of which I don't want to include.
Yeah.
Yeah, one that's not necessarily appropriate.
I see what you're talking about. Like we always do. We don't read the articles beforehand, so.
No.
And then we judge the people that write them. That one guy that talked about strawberries a lot.
That guy is fucking great, though.
Yeah, no, we love him, but we judge him regardless.
That's one of those few times where, like, we, all three of us had to collectively admit, it's like, nah, he
What
fucking
the
got
fuck
us.
is going on here?
Like, we thought he was an idiot at first. It's like, nah, he fucking got us. He
No.
got us so good.
Yeah. Nah, he's having a fun time.
Damn, I wish I could remember his name.
We have it saved somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that's like one of like in the vault of like greatest stuff somewhere.
Yeah, it's in the best of list. Probably.
But yeah, we all fell for it.
Yeah, that guy's great.
Well, it looks like the original article from WPBF is also pretty short on details.
Yeah.
How recent is it?
December 5th, 2022.
That's when it was updated.
Yeah.
I mean, given
I'd like more updates.
Given the modern court system, you know, like, it's possible it's probably still hasn't even gone to trial yet.
I think the only real added info we get from the original article is, and I quote, "Neighbors said both couples were friendly and cordial, and they'd never heard any arguing."
Which, again, like, that further pushes me towards, you know, like this being a case of, you know, like impaired cognition.
Yeah.
I'm saying impaired cognition, although they are adding something a little extra. Ginger Wallace was the president of the Cedar Point Village Homeowners Association, and neighbors said she had just put up a lit reindeer tableau in front of the mailboxes where she and her husband were shot and killed. So, also keep in mind that these mailboxes are not in the laundry room, so what the hell does... yeah, I'm going with impaired cognition.
Yeah, because it's very common for people who start to experience dementia to have mood swings and just become angry or violent.
Well, I'm gonna take this another direction. The guy who left the laundry door open, his wife is president of the HOA.
No, the president left. The wife is the one who left it open.
Okay.
The husband
She's president of the HOA.
She's president of the HOA. Her husband, and this happened a few days prior.
Maybe she's been hard on them in the past as well. So it's just a bunch of pent up rage that just sort of.
Maybe, but apparently they were cordial. But
yeah, according to neighbors, they didn't know the same thing.
She had been leaving the laundry room door open. Wallace yelled at her. A couple days later, her husband went and confronted Wallace, telling him he has to apologize. Whatever actually happened there, I don't know, because they give no fucking details. But Wallace shot Hugh, and then when Hugh's wife came out...
You got it backwards. Rimshee. The Wallaces were the ones that were killed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's a Hugh Hoopman is the one that shot.
He confronted Wallace, who was the husband of the president.
Just being cordial with somebody doesn't mean anything. There's a guy at my work. I fucking hate him.
Oh yeah.
I hate his cocky attitude. He's the kind of guy where, like, he tries to own a space. Like, I've hit him with a hand truck before when I've been carrying like a couple 100 pounds of boxes on a hand truck, and I'm just walking straight, and he's walking with nothing, and he's just walking straight towards me. It's like, dude, move. And he just doesn't, and I clip him. That's on him.
Yeah. You literally walked into it.
Yeah. That guy, if I saw somebody fighting him in a bar, I would not back him up.
Yeah, you'd order another round and some bar food.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'd probably back him up because, like, instincts would kick in. I don't like fights. And that would probably kick in, and I'd probably help break it up. I might watch for a little bit, but...
Well, but then again, you know, like, that's born out of, you know, like, just, you know, basic, you know, like, human, like, I don't really want to see anybody get taken to the hospital tonight. It's not because you actually give a shit about the guy, but...
Yeah.
People actually have that instinct.
It's more that you don't want your little, you know, hangout where you go to have your drinks and relax turn into a fucking crime scene.
Yeah, well, why do people usually back up and create room? I almost never see what you're describing being the natural human instinct.
Well, now, like, I mean, like, it's natural for people to, like, not to want to see other people get hurt.
Oh,
it's just that they don't always act on it.
No, I'll tell you. People generally back up and create room because it's natural for people to fight. So you back up and create room so that you can fully observe what's going on to make sure it doesn't go too far. That's why.
Yeah, and
people back up
also
and
it
create room.
just like at least initially like getting yourself out of the way of being collateral.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other factor.
Yeah, like once you can actually see what's going on, you can get a better idea of like, do I need to intervene in this?
And every time I've seen a fight break out, nah, 9 out of 10 times I've seen a fight break out, I've intervened.
Yeah, but fuck, where did my brain go? I had a thought.
Either way, that's a fucked up story. That other one from Raw's story also looks like a fucked up one. And if
Are you happy, Biotech Babe? You got your Florida Man story.
Yeah. Everybody's sad now. Christmas was ruined.
Alright. Yeah, Bio's satisfied. Cool. I guess
Blood
it's all
for
that
the
matters.
blood god.
Oh god, that other one you shared, the other one you sent me is even fucking shorter.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Let's not do that one. That one's that one's a little wild. Unless one of you wants to read it.
I'm reading through it right now to see if it's even worth it, and I don't think it is.
Nah. Okay.
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh,
Fuck it.
hold on. Dina wants to do this one story that I forgot to add to the list.
Oh.
I'll post it in the live show.
Okay.
Man, this has like
let's bring the
no
energy back
fucking details.
Yeah, let's read this real quick.
Yeah, but the what? Oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah, it's in the live show.
Coming
But
to
yeah,
us
that
from-
other one you shared has absolutely no fucking details.
Alright. So I will avoid Raw story from now on. That's all.
Yeah, they don't seem very good.
It's not the Raw story. Tell us everything, you fucks.
Yeah, why can't you be
Yeah,
like
but
live leak?
I still have to put it in the news stories now.
No, don't.
Okay.
Here's a
Omitted
disclaimer
for
for anybody that
stupidity.
watches this on YouTube. We're not going to put it in the live stories because that website is crap. And they provide zero information despite being called Raw Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll just put omitted for stupidity in the description.
Thank you. Yeah, that's perfect.
So, coming to us from newsbreak.com, this giant snapping turtle in the Chicago River is an internet sensation. Meet Chonk. A massive snapping turtle named Chonkosaurus, perfect, spotted by a Windy City resident sunbathing in the Chicago River, is gaining internet popularity. Great to see this beast thriving here on what was once such a toxic river, but is slowly getting cleaned up and restored, Joey Santor, who shared a video of Chonkosaurus on Twitter, wrote in the post. Somebody planted a bush of native plants up the river from here, too. I can only wonder this thing's been eating. In his Wednesday post, Santor included hilarious commentary about the surprise sighting as he kayaked along the river and chatted with another person about the giant reptile. Man, that's a big boy.
I can't scroll for some reason. Oh, there we go. It won't let me wheel scroll.
Like, that's a substantial like chain that he's kind of perched himself on.
Yeah, when you first look at it, my thought process was, what the fuck kind of tentacles are those?
Yeah, like everybody's like seen the "Oh Lord, he coming" meme, but like, yeah, that's the kind of boy we dealing with here. That's a massive turtle. Look at that beast. Santor heard saying in the post as the turtle rests on rocks. Hey, how you doing, guy? You look good. You're healthy. You ever heard of liquid salad? That's a scene if there ever was one. I have no idea what that means. According to Friends of the Chicago River, people should avoid getting close to the common snapping turtle, which spends most of its time on the bottom of bodies of water. They are primarily nocturnal, but will feed underwater during the day, ambushing their prey, the organization posted on its website. Snapping turtles are ill-tempered and capable of producing a very serious bite. Yeah, they'll break your fucking wrist.
Yeah.
Or take a finger.
Have you ever seen one eat a watermelon? Wild.
Oh yeah. It's just like snap, melon explodes.
Yeah.
They live
It's always
30 to 40
useful.
years.
It's always useful to use it to cut the zip ties that you're using to bind it up.
Yeah.
They live 30 to 40 years and eat anything from insects to small mammals. A common snapping turtle can weigh 20 to 75 pounds, the organization said. That's a big boy. According to the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, snapping turtles are quite aggressive out of the water and may attempt to bite, but are calmer in water. Yeah, because that's kind of where they're supposed to be.
Yeah. I'm a snapping turtle, I guess.
I think, like, a lot of creatures are more calm in water. Like, I am.
Oh, some are
as long
more
as it's not
calm out
too
of
deep.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my mom.
Yeah, have you ever seen... Never mind.
No, I'm serious. Like, my mom has a extreme fear of, like, open water. Or just, like, if, like, there is water and she can't see the bottom of it, she's not going anywhere near it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to the ocean, I get that. But I have had, like, instances of feeling that in lakes and such. But I also know that the lakes are nowhere near the same thing. So it's easier to push down.
I've seen some people freak out in a pool and almost try to kill somebody that tried to teach them how to swim.
Actually, I do have a story regarding my mom. They went down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee one time. And they went to this aquarium. And they started walking through this aquarium. And what my mom was not aware of when she walked in was that it's one of those aquariums that has like the tunnel that goes through the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Until it got pointed out to her. And like she looked up and realized where she was. She said, I feel so sorry for those two teen boys that were in front of me because I damn near mowed them down trying to get out of there.
Yeah. There's at the Seattle Aquarium, they have like this weird jellyfish donut. I call it the jelly donut. It's just a jellyfish that just go around in like this circular thing. It's not that big. It's not like a whole hallway that you walk down or anything.
Yeah.
It's just this one little thing that you step inside of, and then there's this circulating water, and then there's a bunch of jellyfish that goes.
Little jellies are just floating around in there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Seeing as how I ended up mentioning her, and it is relevant, everybody be sure to be good to your mothers this weekend. That's very
yes, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Yeah. Call your moms if you're a mom yourself. Treat yourself.
And seeing as how
Treat
you were
your
here,
wife, treat your mom.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Dina.
Yeah. By the way, happy Mother's Day, Ms. Rimshee.
Yes.
The show says Happy Mother's Day, dear. The show says Happy Mother's Day. She says thank you. With sincerity.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to end the show off on, personally.
I do too.
Yeah, especially since biotech brought up a conversation. I've never been to New York or Chicago, so we can't have that argument. Never been to Detroit either.
You're not missing much.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking. We should end the show.
The Lions might be good this year.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you everybody.
Yeah.
For joining us. It's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Adel!
Oh. Lana!
Have a good night.
Bye.
Make sure to lube up before the anal.
Bye-bye!
Well, bye.
See you next week. Same time, same place.